All right, welcome back everybody to this commentary playthrough of Trails Beyond the Horizon with Kellador. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, all that stuff if you like what you're seeing. We left off last time on a cliffhanger, just pretty much one attack away from finishing this boss fight. So we're going to finish it up and see what story we have in store. To that effect, plus damage. ZOC. So we get 4 attacks. And then we go Howling Roar, Limited Blaster, True Radiant Sunray. Let's kick his butt. There's enough to kill him.
Here it comes. Radiant Sunray.
Let's drop the sun on him. And 135 ought to do it.
You certainly are stubborn, aren't you?
More than a little.
I'm not done yet. Status parameters upgraded. The more experience I gain, the better I'll get. There, all enhanced.
Level 10 on the Grand Rend. Nice.
Yes! Excellent! You may all be a match for the heroine of days past. Which is why beating you into submission will be all the sweeter.
A real monster, this one.
I hadn't expected such martial prowess.
Seems this banquet of yours is at its climax. What say we bring it to an end?
I was you, once. Actually, scratch that. I was just possessed by a Gwei born of your resentment. Though that probably only happened because of the blood I inherited from my shithead dad, Leroy Wei. But you're the real thing. You're the man who ruled Longport 40 years ago. The tyrant, Logan Khan. That's the truth behind your mask, isn't it?
Go White Orchid Dragon.
Still just a well, Bart.
Eat this!
Nice distraction. Wait, glitch in the Matrix.
He looks just like Aaron.
A most excellent feint. I commend you. I am indeed the tyrant. My renowned name is Lagun Khan. He who will swallow Longport and all of Zemuria.
It really is him.
You sure it's a good idea to go revealing all that? I mean... Huh?
Mirror devices. Costumes use those too.
What the hell is this? Damn it. I need to...
Oh,
I knew it.
Though it might seem like a sick joke.
Who is that?
He seems to be someone Van and on Yes know, but
Giacomo Conte, an information broker known for his involvement
Oh.
in a variety of underground dealings within the capital.
oh, that goes back to the very beginning of Daybreak 1. And he's dead.
Blackmail, fraud, selling stolen goods on the black market. He's brought ruin to practically everyone he's crossed paths with. Inexplicably, he happened to anger Almada last year, and they, in turn, opted to make an example of him as punishment. He should be long dead.
That must
Should
have
be.
happened before I joined Arclight Solutions. Now that I think about it, I've seen his name in files at the office. I've encountered information about him in the database as well. He's believed to be the very first casualty in the case involving the Genesees.
Damn it. And you're saying that's him?
Hey, is everyone all right?
Well, well.
Grammy? You're here too?
The Gui has been exorcised, then. It was your shadow that possessed those Shungsho, wasn't it?
Only long enough to let them loose as puppets. That younger brother of yours is quite skilled, by the way. I'll have to keep that in mind for the future.
Bastard!
That face. Giacomo Conte?
Holy shit. Seriously?
Wait, why does that man look like...
Who would have thought the legends were true?
But the database says they're both... what the heck's going on here?
And to think, he's exactly the same as he was 40 years ago.
Now this is a surprise. Old woman. The phantom thief Grimcat, was it? Age has not been kind to you at all.
I've simply matured, unlike you, it seems. But that's beside the point. For what reason have you and that good-for-nothing returned?
The old Hellcat's awfully full of herself now, isn't she?
Wait, you know them?
That's Dominique for you. Ever well connected.
Perhaps too well connected.
Hold up, Giacomo.
How are you... What in the world is going on?
Like I'd ever tell the likes of you. Nah, I think I'll leave you hanging. If I'm lucky, you'll break those little brains of yours trying to figure things out. And as for Jack and Bermati, I'll see to it personally you get what's coming to you sooner or later.
With that, tonight's banquet has come to an end. Welp, Spriggan, it was a pleasure. Know that I was only the second linchpin. We'll see how you handle his final trick.
What?
Hey, hold up! Wait a second!
Glitch in the Matrix indeed.
Was that for real?
Just what the hell is going on here?
Well, well, well. July 11th, 10:25.
You were sweating so much I thought you'd pass out.
But I didn't. Thanks to my hearty endurance, no doubt. Always my saving grace. In all seriousness, though, You came face to face with the truth, didn't you?
Yeah. Can't say I really understand what's happening, but what I do know is that I won't be able to avoid it.
Glad to hear the beasts are gone. You mentioned the civilians were acting strange, though.
Yes. Nobody's made even the slightest fuss. Since we gave them the all clear, they simply just returned to their homes.
It's like they thought it was all a dream or something. But anyway, what about the fixers? Something happened out there, right?
I see. Excellent work, Sal. Fun, you have my thanks as well.
No thanks needed. I was just doing what I wanted, really. But to think it was just as Elder Gien said it would be.
What direction we take from here will depend on the outcome of Ashen's mission and my father's subsequent decisions.
Well, if we're to rely on those two, I suppose there's no real need for concern, is there? I have my regrets, admittedly. But all we can do is continue moving forward.
It was Giacomo? That Giacomo?
Yeah. We've got some crazy stuff going on out here. I'll fill you in on the rest soon.
We should ask Van about the details. Well, after he's caught his breath.
So that's what happened, is it? As for the situation over here, I think the town is safe for the moment. Even if everyone is acting a little strange.
Oh, thank goodness. What exactly did the White Orbment do, though?
A mass hallucination? Some sort of group hypnosis? Who can say? Whatever it is, it almost certainly has something to do with human awareness.
Have the main AI perform an analysis. Wait, what do you mean all resources are already in use? It's not even tomorrow yet. Fine. If that's the case, tell the general manager or Qasim.
Everyone seems so panicked and confused.
I can't say I'm surprised. We still have things to sort out ourselves.
We do, yes. But at the very least, I think we've learned enough to establish that the situation we're dealing with is incredibly grave.
Yeah. The fact that Giacomo's alive. No, it sounds wrong to say it like that. He definitely kicked the bucket last year. The question is, how was he brought back from the dead?
By the same means Mr. Brad was, perhaps?
But with a replica instead of a Genesis? Given that we don't know the principles behind its mechanics, it's not something we can be certain of. I should note, however, that Giacomo had a significantly more substantive feeling to him than Dingo's shard body ever did.
I agree. Dingo's shard body felt ephemeral, like it could sense that it was his fate to fade away. But those two we just saw...
They were brimming with life. That being said, I don't believe they were trapped in their own delusions like the Garden Master was.
Yes, that man was a phenomenon all his own.
Just to posit a theory, perhaps they're only alive thanks to prosthetics, like mine. Though, admittedly, Mirabelle mentioned her drones didn't detect even the slightest sound of machinery operating.
Yeah, I got a weird vibe from them, but I'm pretty sure they both still have the breath of life.
You know, from what I've heard from the Empire, they had some people over there called Immortals.
Yes. Cold Steel 4.
They were never really all that common, but I don't think there are any of them left now.
No, not really.
It'd make sense if the Tyrant were one. But that small-time piece of shit con artist is a different story.
Wow, You're really not a fan, are you? Well, I don't disagree. He did seem like a total scumbag.
True, but at the very least, I got the sense he won't be hard to deal with. A simple-minded fool who's slave to his own desires. Come to think of it, I heard you negotiated with him about the Genesis last year, and that he started being quite, forward with you on yes.
What?
Are you serious?
Did you seriously stand there and let him do that to her, Van?
Who do you think I am? Anyway, looks like we're about to get some new intel.
Giacomo Conte's body was cremated in September of last year. And considering the circumstances, there were no opportunities whatsoever for any sort of body switch to happen. As such, we can safely rule out the possibility of this being a case of mechanical or magical resurrection.
I see.
As for the tyrant, AOA verified his identity, the time of death.
Then, who were those people?
Multiverse
Should
shenanigans.
we uncover any additional information on these vestiges, we'll be sure to update you. Seeing as both Marduk and Heiyue seem to be withdrawing from the situation, it appears the rest will be up to you, the police, and the guild.
What?
Marduk and Heiyue are withdrawing?
Sorry, y'all. Seems like our time here is up.
I must offer my apologies as well. I had hoped to continue aiding you in your investigation.
Given our obligations to Heiyue, we're expected to focus our efforts on preparing for tomorrow's final phase.
Mirabelle.
Makes sense. Sounded like Yen and Ashen were jumping in on the action, too.
Hold on a minute! Can't we at least exchange a little more information first?
Logan mentioned something about linchpins and a final trick. I'm concerned something may happen to Anchorville again if...
The possibility exists, yes. Which is why I need you to step aside.
What?
Miss Claudel, this is a message from President Gramhart. You will return to Edith tonight and stay in the presidential office rather than the dormitories. Tomorrow, I will have you attend the launch ceremony so you may formally reveal to the public your status as the president's daughter.
Oh dear. Well, we're all going to the ceremony. End of Route 5. Scarlet Knight, Gleaming Malice. 15,000 Mira.
Truly well done.
That's pretty good, I guess.
287, not quite to B++ range.
A predictable result.
Go Ren. I wonder what we missed for getting the S rank. Well, let's see where we go from here. Oh, and we are still not done with Chapter 3. Well, it's been the longest. Oh, but we have... Okay. Van first, then Reen, then Kevin. Just looking at timelines. Hold on. I haven't been paying attention to those the entire game. But Van's looks like it takes a branch off of the main line, similar to what was happening in Daybreak 2. Something tells me none of that's an accident while Reen and Kevin go to an end point or a rest or potentially a repeat, although in musical signature that's usually 2 dots and a final bar. Yorda, Elaine, a new character. Well, let's start with Van. See what happens. The final lie. Project Startaker, launch day.
As was discussed last night, Heiyue will be withdrawing from Anchorville.
You have my sincerest apologies, everyone. We're still in the process of assessing the area's safety, but once that's been verified, we can ill afford to linger here.
For now, we'll have a liaison stationed at the Kowloon Anchorville branch. That way, you'll have a direct line to us, should you need it.
Something tells me what you're feeding us isn't the full story. Whatever. So, you're all working together with Ashin and Gian, right?
That's correct. We've now confirmed the appearance of our former ruler. Consequently, Heiyue must band together and work as one, with the Li and Lu family heads leading from within.
While we would like nothing more than to stay and help, our priorities lie in returning to the fold for the time being. However, as soon as the dust has settled, we'll aid you in whatever way we can. You may hold me to that.
I'd buy it if it were Sour's bastard bro saying that. But since it's you, fine. Alright, once we've wrapped things up on our end, I'll reach out through your liaison.
We've got some extra help on the way anyhow, so don't feel too bad. And that goes for you too, Mirabelle.
Even though I stuck around longer than I was supposed to, I still feel bad I can't see things through here. Not being able to provide A+ support when a problem pops up is a mark of shame for us concierges.
I know how you feel, seeing as how I've been unable to join Marduk in one of its foremost ventures. Take care of yourself, Mirabelle. Let's do our best, so that we may deliver a positive report to one another.
Set. Yeah, you betcha.
Oh, yeah, and tell Kazum I said good luck.
Sure thing. Okay, everyone, I'm rooting for you.
Huh. It seems like Heiyue and Marduk are forming a united front ahead of the launch. I know Aaron was kept in the dark, but I'm assuming you don't have any insider information either, right? The extent of my knowledge is that we're to provide the presidential office with our full support today. Their summoning Mirabelle denotes their intent to utilize every available resource to ensure the program's success. Okay, even if I don't know where sending Hermes into space should fall on the importance scale. We're dealing with these super strong masked guys, including people who should be dead. This isn't a small potatoes thing. Yeah, no kidding. And speaking of them, we still don't know who some of the other members are. True. After seeing last night's wacky-ass lineup, the possibilities are damn near infinite. Whether they were real or not is something we've yet to determine. At any rate, it sounds as though everything in Long Lai, as well as another area, is at last coming to a crescendo. Yes. We've little choice but to leave those matters in their hands, as ours will be full in dealing with our own predicament. Focus on the obstacles that lie ahead, and settle this using your signature Spriggan style. Yeah, that's the plan. While people in the real world and the underworld are going about their lives, these masked bozos are trying to pull something in the gap between them. And as fixers who operate in that very space, we're probably the only ones up to the task of unmasking their true goals and identities. Since Agnes isn't here, we gotta give it our 110%. I don't want her or anyone else worrying a second longer, so let's give this our all. Man, right. I can get behind that. Same here. I imagine Agnes is having it rough, so I want nothing more than to put her mind at ease. I'll put in triple the effort so we can wrap this up as soon as humanly possible. That would be for the best, yes. Although Miss Bright is by his side, she is likely anxious about the announcement. Yeah, if I said I wasn't totally shocked by that bombshell, I'd be a big fat liar. I mean, who would have thought that Agnes... Wait, did you already know this, Jack? Yeah, well... I might have sniffed it out after swapping notes with Dingo and Bermati. Crazy to think the little Missy was the daughter of the president of Calvert and the great-granddaughter of C. Epstein. Have to imagine the hole left by her and Ren has to be as wide as Zemuria itself. You guys gonna be alright? Between the Almada and Crimson Beast cases, Agnes was your master key to resolving them, wasn't she? Kinda, yeah. That four-eyed desk jockey was talking like the CID might seize the Genesees themselves if the situation called for it. I get being cautious when the masked people's goals are a giant question mark, but still. No Ren. You can't take Ren.
This is a message from President Gramhart. You will return to Edith tonight and stay in the presidential office rather than the dormitories. Tomorrow, I will have you attend the launch ceremony so you may formally reveal to the public your status as the president's daughter.
What?
What? Hold on just a second, Mr. Kincaid.
You expect Agnes to up and leave just like that? Shouldn't she have a say in this?
Hey, Renee. Well, I'm not sure what the situation is on your side. I can't say I much appreciate you going over my head like this. Part-time or no, she is my employee. Don't you think you should have run this by me first?
Van.
My apologies for the lack of advanced notice, Mr. Arkwright. Be that as it may, surely you can understand our concern over leaving a relative of the head of state in such a dangerous situation, yes? Now, if you were to have a personal reason for wanting her to stay, that would be a different story.
Huh? I had heard the two of them went on a night patrol together yesterday. Could something have happened then?
It's all right, Van. Mr. Kincaid, I'm assuming we have to leave now, yes?
Yes! Now hold the phone! Yes, you don't have to go along with this.
That would be ideal, provided you wish to speak with the president before tomorrow.
Yes, I'd like that. My dad is going to be very busy with the program, so if I miss this window, we might not have time to talk. In that case, shall we be off?
Agnes.
What a rotten employee I turned out to be, huh? I know I'm leaving in the middle of a 4SPG. I'm really sorry. I wish you all the best of luck. These opponents are formidable, but I know you can win. Though, just in case, I'd like you to take...
I'm afraid I cannot allow you to hand that over. So long as this current predicament remains unresolved, there is a risk it could be stolen. As a contingency, see to it that all 8 of the devices, along with my daughter, are brought to Edith. Those were President Gramhart's orders.
What? No.
Suppose I can understand that. We've contained the Jaeger and Mafia problem, but Ix and the Apostle are still out there. There's a non-zero chance this situation is just one giant smokescreen for what they're really trying to accomplish. Not to mention, there's still a foul stench wafted in the air. Edith's gonna be way safer than here. And honestly, I think you're better off holding on to that, Agnes.
Van.
I appreciate your understanding. At the least, you have the replica you won at the auction to fall back on. It's apparent that Epstein's legacy served as the inspiration for its design. Perhaps it can be a safeguard in the event of an emergency.
I suppose you were able to call upon that power 2 nights ago, even without Agnes and her Genesis being present.
Putting aside the question of how you know all that, we'll go ahead and take your word for it.
But even if the replicas were based off the Genesis...
It's time, young lady. Let's be off. I'll leave the rest in your hands, Inspector Daswani. The capital is sending additional support to Anchorville. Please work with them and the Guild to resolve the matter at hand.
Like you're giving us a choice. Well, if the CID is withdrawing, we'll need all the help we can get.
Miss Alton, I would advise returning to your Marduk-assigned tasks as soon as possible. As for you, you're free to do as you please, on the condition that you do not interfere with our plans.
Perish the thought, O ye of little faith. We wouldn't even dream of breaking our agreement, seeing as the ink has long since dried.
However, know that beyond the confines of its contents, we'll be acting in whatever ways we see fit.
You're on one heck of a power trip ordering us all around. But all right, I'll play along. For now.
Yes. It's going to be all right, Fairy. Look after Van and everyone else for me, okay? And good luck dealing with that masked woman. Oh, and also, promise me you'll stay safe. I want to see that nice, cheery face when we all meet up again in Edith. Okay.
It's a promise. I'll come back safe, because your birthday party's right around the corner.
Right. We'll make it through just fine.
Same here. Like, why does she have to do this now, of all times?
The abruptness of it all, announcement included. You can't blame us for questioning your motives.
Yeah, and not to mention you wheeling out the sleek government car all fancy-like.
From my point of view, it all just seems a little too prepared.
Perhaps their concerns would be assuaged if I accompanied her.
Ren?
I turned over my remaining student council work to Odette and Albert before coming here. Provided your help arrives tomorrow as planned, your team should have sufficient manpower, yes?
More than enough, I'd say. You go with Agnes.
Very well. I'll do just that. Take care, everyone.
Thank you, Ren.
Were I the inflexible sort, I would take umbrage with such wanton unilateral decision-making. But I'll let the issue slide this time.
Oh, don't cross Kitty. Don't cross Kitty. You'll regret it.
You may come along. Incidentally, there are other seats available as well, so if we have any other volunteers, speak now.
Well, if you're offering, I'll hitch a ride too.
Of course you will, Dominique.
Grammy.
Dominique.
You wish to come with us? For what reason?
Because she's a grim cat.
It's not because I have any business with the CID, in case you're wondering. I just need a ride. Not often I drop by this place. Got some business to tend to in Edith, and I figure, why not see these girls get there safely while I'm at it? Plus, I'd save quite a bit not paying the cab fare. Why do you ask, anyway? You saying you don't want this old bat's company?
No, not at all.
A cat and a kitty.
Honestly speaking, it ain't a bad idea bringing her with you. She's a good companion to have in any situation, sticky or otherwise.
That's quite the understatement. If you come along, I'd like to inquire as to what this business of yours entails on the way over.
I certainly wouldn't object to you joining. Thanks in advance for looking after us, Dominique.
Please. No thanks necessary.
Unbelievable! First, you were incommunicado since yesterday, and now you're up and disappearing on me?
Sorry, Judith. If you don't mind, give my best to your mom, all right? Oh, and one last thing. Remember that I'm of the bygone generation. You're the star now, so settling things here is gonna fall to you. If you will, Arkwright, Roaring Lion, and everyone else, help her see this all to its natural conclusion.
It's just secret this and secret that with you, huh?
Understood, Dominic. We'll be counting on you, too.
I know I keep saying this, but please, be careful, everyone. And if you're not done by the time of tomorrow's launch, I'll make a beeline for Anchorville as soon as I'm able.
I would hope we'd be done by then. I'd rather it be us making a beeline back, in all honesty.
Yeah, so we can throw you the birthday party to end all birthday parties.
I'll bust out the hard stuff, and we can all get wasted.
Must I remind you this is a miner's party? Anyhow, even if it's only a little, I'd like to assist with the preparations.
Humes is excited about it too, so let's not let her down. We'll get this done, then meet back up in the capital. Once you finished everything on your end, why don't you get a head start on sorting the mountain of paperwork at the office?
Okay, I'll do just that.
Dear me. Well then, shall we be off?
One last thing. Regardless of whether Elaine and any other helpers come tomorrow, you had better make it out of this alive, Van.
Who do you think you're talking to? We'll have this squared away in record time. And after that, we're gonna blow the lid off your shady-ass plans. Better be ready.
You're welcome to try.
Huh. Having those schoolgirls worrying about us kind of pisses me off. can't blame them entirely, though. Especially after seeing what that red-headed bastard can do. Yeah, and that masked soldier was really strong, too. I wonder, could she be someone who's alive like Ix? Or is she more like those two from yesterday? Oh no, she's Ada. She's your big sister. Like, totally. Depending on the answer, the list of possible candidates would be entirely dissimilar. There's also the matter of who created the white replicas. That's still a big unknown. Why isn't Grammy ever around when you need her? Calm yourself, Judith. Remember what you told me. She tasked you with settling this whole affair. Knowing that, and knowing my mother, she more than likely has a hand in all this. Her involvement could very well have begun when she received her compact all those years ago. What? Oh, yeah. The Phantanox, right? The exterior is of modern make, but inside of it is an antique orbment. It often reacts to the Genesis, including when she transforms, as I recall. Huh. Maybe there's more to why the old lady went with Anya than she was letting on. Of course there was. There has been ever since she was introduced. Fine, then. As the current holder of the mantle, it's up to me to bring these evildoers head on and bring down the hammer of justice. It's my duty as the Phantom Thief Grimcat, and as a member of the Spriggan team. Heck yeah, Judith! That's cool and all, but I still technically haven't hired you on as a temp, you know? Wow, looks like another S-tier piece of intel just fell right in our laps. Shame we can't capitalize on it with how much of our dirty laundry they know. Between the President's project and the enigmatic vestiges, it's only natural for one to be in a fog. That goes with the territory. What matters is that you find the path to take, as well as the means by which you reach its end. Such a thing should be decided on as a group, rather than by Van alone. Wouldn't you agree? I know I told y'all that we came to Anchorville because of Yorda's request. But thanks to these white replicas and after seeing the identities of those two masked guys, I got another reason to stick around. Even if we put aside the connection that stuff has to the President's project, there's one simple truth ringing out in my mind. We gotta put a stop to what the Apostle and Ix are planning, and then drive them out of this place. Might as well unmask the Apostle and the Soldier, too, while we're at it. That's the end I want to reach with this 4SPG. Y'all feel the same way? Totally. I'm down with that tactical objective. Just add we'll beat the ever-loving shit out of them to it, and I'm game. I have no objections, myself. We may even be able to confirm the origins of the white replicas along the way. This falls in line with my crisis management duties, so I'll aid you to the fullest extent of my abilities. Goes without saying I'm with you all the way. We'll kick them out of the city and into next week. Seems we have an accord then. Very well. You have my support as well. As Judith's predecessor and as a resident of this city, I'll be happy to provide whatever help I can. Don't forget about us. I'll still charge a fee for my services, but I'll give you the friend discount. Appreciate that. And I'm in your debt, Master. Chloe.
I can pitch in too, I guess. As long as you hire me as a temp again.
Hey, Yorda.
Seems I made the right decision in having him bring us here first thing in the morning.
Hey, Elaine. Elaine! And Yorda! Well, well. You made it.
Indeed. I asked Giordano to take us here as quickly as he could. Though frankly, I'm still somewhat concerned about Yorda's condition.
Like I said, I'm fine. Really. That doctor said I'm good, so I'm good. I heard about yesterday. Sounds like things hit the fan. Also heard Ix hasn't shown up yet, even though he's supposed to be lurking around, right?
Yeah. Wouldn't make sense for him to bail after he lured us here in the first place. Redhead, sleazy pile of shit, and the soldier woman are off the game board. Next ones to try and make a move are probably going to be the brat and that apostle guy, or whatever we're calling him.
Thought so. In that case, let me join you as a part-timer. Number 15 and that Agnes girl went back to the capital, right?
Yeah, they did. That reminds me. Didn't you call them last night, Van? Yeah, but we didn't get to talk for long.
I have to wonder what exactly Renee and the CID are plotting with respect to Agnes's announcement. At the very least, I'm sure they'll go to great pains to ensure her safety. And if Ren's with her, there's likely nothing to worry about. The issue is that without them, your offensive capabilities will be greatly diminished. That's why I intend to help make up the difference.
You're great in Ollie Lane, but you're no Ren.
I'm here to assist, as both a bracer and as an ally.
Phew! I can feel my stress levels going right through the floor now that you're here. With the threat level being currently unknown, your presence is a great relief. Nice to add a reliable collaborator and part-timer to the deck. This is working out just like I hoped. Your ace is in the hole, so don't let me down. Well then. Bit of a team mix-up here. Easternmost part of the Republic, the Central Ishgal Mountains in the Kunlun Basin. Zeku Space Base.
Hurry and bring that in.
There's less than 6 hours until the launch.
The Independence 2.
Get those final checks on Excalibur done, people. And do the same for the mobile space unit. Now seal off the ferry once the Major comes in at noon. Oh, there better not be a single scratch or a screw out of place. You hear me?
Yes, sir!
Okay, I think we're all set now. Though I'm still worried about how she'll handle the G-forces in the cockpit.
I believe you should place more faith in the Major. She has undergone the simulation countless times, achieving better results than those of the previous 2 launches on every run. I've no doubt whatsoever that she will overcome the G-forces in that mobile unit.
Yeah, you're probably right, as always. If anyone can do it, Major Amelia can. She blew us all away with her skills during that illusory coup last spring.
I assume you're thinking about Catra and Professor Hamilton, yes?
Yeah. Now that I think about it, we were there together during that whole thing. If it weren't for them, I would have completely lost sight of myself. And now... Now, Catra's charging headfirst into danger, and not only has the professor been unreachable, she might be a wanted criminal, even if unofficially. Also, about that hatch you designed for the secret phase.
Oh?
That's not your domain. The Major's post-launch life support system is where your attention needs to be placed. Professor Hamilton, Catra, and you each have paths you must follow, and naturally, I have one I must tread as well. That's as far as this project is concerned, anyhow. Confirming the Professor's well-being and dealing with that other affair are separate matters entirely.
Right. And for the sake of those things, we have to do whatever it takes to make this project a success. Oh, speaking of that other affair, I wasn't the only one who was surprised when they approached us about it in April, right?
Not in the least. They ought to be nearing the final stages of their plan also.
Sounds like Arkwright's group has been having a rough time of it in Anchorville. Lot of that going around, huh? Those Thors people ran into some trouble too, seems like. Putting the issue of the outsiders aside, all the Aerospace Force and I can do is our jobs. Like I did 3 years ago, and like I did as a courier.
Well spoken, my dear Hermes. Please be safe out there. When you return home, I'll treat you to my newest cocktail.
Cool. Gives me something to look forward to. Thanks, Gramati.
Mission control.
Diagnostics on Prometheus 4 sensors complete. No abnormalities detected. Upper atmospheric conditions are stable. Chance of precipitation before 3 p.m. is at 2%.
Report. The maintenance team is conducting their final checks.
The CID has completed their media response strategy. The official footage for each scenario is ready to broadcast to the general public as well.
This is Haring, calling from Zeku Space Base. Good morning, Mr. President. At 1200 hours today, Major Amelia Haring will be on standby aboard the spacecraft. All procedures and preparations, including for the answerers, have been completed. We expect the final phase to begin on schedule.
Understood. You have my gratitude, General Haring. For 3 years, you've gone along with your former subordinate's absurd, selfish plan. From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
There's no need to thank me, Lieutenant Colonel Roy. It was you who charted this course and followed it through. All for the sake of Calvert's, no, Zamuria's future. Admittedly, the solution is high-handed and undeniably self-righteous, yet I see no other way forward. No one else in history could have gotten us to this point. No one, except for the relentless Roy Gramhart.
General.
The operation will begin at 1300 hours as scheduled. I leave the final order of Project Leviathan to you, Mr. President.
Very well. I'll be going down to the underground control center 2 hours from now.
Well.
What? Are you serious? Okay, I think I understand. Even if I didn't quite follow everything you said. But, Dad... Are you sure you're okay with this?
Sophie. Lilia. You can rest easy. I will not allow this world to come to an end. I swear this, as the President of the Republic. As one Zamurian of many. And above all, as the father of my only daughter. I'll do everything I can to ensure she has a future.
Well, that was a lot. What are they gonna show us going forward? How far do we have before the final act? Well, here we are. Launch day. It's only morning and I can already smell the excitement in the air. Yeah, I can feel it back in Edith, too. It hits weird now, though, especially after what happened yesterday. It's like the people don't even remember or care that Anchorville was under attack last night. There may be some form of cognitive manipulation at play here. Then we better get our butts in gear and find some leads on this and those masked villains. The police and the guild may well have picked up a clue or two already. Perhaps we ought to speak to them. While on the subject, did I hear you inform Deswani that half of the experienced bracers remained here? That's right. The other half returned to Edith already. The guild and the police are prepared to work together if the need arises. That reminds me, were those two gamblers going to stay behind and gather information? Seems like it. They're working with Brahmati to get intel from in and out of Calvert. I overheard Jack say he was going to drop by Shino's stall. You better not be going day drinking today of all days. If that happens, I'm pretty sure Hallie will send him home in an ambulance. Oh, speaking of injured people, your Obby's still in town, right, Aaron? Damn it! You went and made me remember. Ugh. Even Hayue left his ass behind. Well, he did break his leg, so they probably didn't have much choice. Wasn't he admitted to the general hospital? Yes, and evidently they completed his treatment last night. Perhaps we should pay him a visit. No. Anything but that. I'm not giving that deadbeat a second more of my time. Too bad. I'm already thinking of adding that to our itinerary. Okay, temp part-timer. If you're feeling up to it, want to do a little investigating? Sure. I can handle whatever work you throw at me. Even when I'm not using my shadow powers, conducting espionage is as easy as taking candy from a baby. Well, someone's confident. All right, it's 7:30 now. We better get to it. Yeah, okay, everyone. Time to begin our final round of the city. Tamam, let's get this done on Anya's behalf. Right, then we can hurry on back to the capital. Anya and Ren left, Elaine and Yorda joined. All right, well, we will wrap that up there. And we will come back next time and see what's going on. We have Shizuna and Yorda. Well, we're going to do Shizuna. But, yeah, hope you guys are enjoying this. That was a whole lot that went down. So I'll see you next time. Take care.